Hello and welcome back. Today I want to talk to you about Statice, which is one of my absolute favourite cut flowers. It is completely beginner friendly, probably one of the easiest cut flowers that you can grow. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about why I love it. I'm going to show you how to sow it, and then I am going to also show you how I use it in my bouquets and as a cut flower. So Statice, also known as lemonium, is one of my favourite cut flowers, not only because of how easy it is, but because of its versatility and how productive it is as well. It's great for small spaces, and from an autumn sowing of Statice, I get at least 20 stems throughout the season from one plant, and that is probably being conservative. I have found that my autumn plants are slightly more vigorous with taller stems than my spring sown Statice, but I'm going to sow some now at the start of winter here in Taupo, New Zealand Gardening Zone 9B. I am just going to have to care for them a little bit differently as to how I would if I was sowing them like I did at the start of autumn, but I will go through that with you as well. With my Statice from that autumn sowing, I pretty much get blooms year round from that, which is just incredible. Statice is an annual cut flower, meaning that it lives its life cycle in a year and then dies, unlike a perennial, which can live on for 2, 3, 4 years. So with my Statice, I do plant fresh every year, even though it's still blooming in winter. So it's really hard as a small space cut flower grower to pull out plants that are still being productive, still pushing out beautiful stems, but I did have to do that with my Statice a couple of months ago to then make way for new plants. And I know that doing that, although it's really hard, is going to pay off in the long run, because eventually those plants that were still producing here in autumn and winter will start becoming less productive as they go into a second year. So it's better to start fresh every year, I found. I did a little trial with Scabiosa doing this as well, because Scabiosa is technically an annual, but again, it thrives through winter here. And although it's not super productive through winter, we do still get stems from it. So I did do a little trial with my Scabiosa and left a few plants in to see if they were going to be as productive as freshly sown. And they just didn't even compare. The freshly sown Scabiosa was just so much more productive and healthier blooms, longer stems again. So I do treat both Scabiosa and Statice as annual, although they will keep blooming. I pull them out and plant afresh just before autumn. So I'm going to show you how to sow some of the soft pastel mix today. Statice is another great cut flower because of the colours that it comes in. It really does come in a plethora of colours. So you have blue Statice, which is great when you're growing cut flowers because blue can be one of the trickier flowers to have consistently throughout the year. And because Statice does bloom really consistently and it will just keep going, it's kind of a good way to guarantee to your customers, especially if you're doing event work or floral work, and you're working with other florists, that you'll have blue flowers, which can be really helpful for them as well to fill that gap. So yeah, I really love the apricot colour Statice, Forever Happy, which is a beautiful lavender colour, white, and this soft pastel mix is a new one for me. Sometimes in the seed mixes, you can get this Statice and it is highlighter yellow. It's so gross. And maybe you like highlighter yellow. I hope I didn't offend you if you like highlighter yellow, but it's not for me. I really love like a buttery yellow, soft yellow, but highlighter yellow is not really what I'm going for. So, and when you're growing in a small space, you really want to make sure that every plant that you put in the ground, you're going to have flowers that you're going to be able to use from it. So when I had those highlighter yellow plants, it was a big section of garden for me that had then gone to waste on these flowers that I was not going to use. So I'm going to give this soft pastel mix a go, but I might do a bit of research into what colours have gone into this mix as well. But from the seed packet front, I can see some beautiful soft blue shades, which is the one I'm really hoping I get a few plants of those, as well as the lavender. And I can see they've pictured the apricot plant on there as well. So if I get any of those, I'll be happy. It is this that's worrying. So let's hope, but I don't see why that colour would be in a soft pastel mix. So we will see. Because Statice is one of the flowers that I grow quite a lot of here in the garden, I tend to sow in these big trays because I need quite a lot of it. and I just go in with my potting mix, a very fine layer of seed raising mix, and then sprinkle my seeds on the surface. Now, I found that statice are pretty fuss-free growing this way. I can let them get quite established in just a tray altogether of this size, and then I just divide them and pull them out when I transplant. If you are not growing many, I have these shallower trays, and statice would be fine growing in those. Or also just a 6-cell punnet is great as well. So if you're only needing a few plants, if you're just growing for bouquets for your home, these 6-cell punnets are great as well. So I am just filling up my 6-cell punnet here with seed raising mix. I'm just firming it down a little bit, not so it's solid. And I'll go in with a bit more. Now, there are some seeds that I would just sow directly onto potting mix. Statice is probably one of them, to be honest. It is so easy to germinate and it's so fuss-free that it would be fine germinating on just potting mix. But for the sake of this video, I'll just put a fine layer of seed raising mix on top. This is a bit dry, actually. You know what? I'm not going to go in with seed raising mix. They're going to be fine. So that is my potting mix. To move my tray of sweet peas out of the way, I'm building a sweet pea, shizer. I'm building a sweet pea wall at the moment. So I've started a couple of 100 sweet peas, which might be ambitious, but my seed raising mix there and my statice seeds. This is what statice seeds look like. So you can see they're not tiny. It's not like working with Snapdragon seeds. They are perfectly manageable. And I'm just going to dot 2 on each. And I do 2 just in case one doesn't germinate. And if they both germinate in a cell of this size, 2 will be fine growing on until I transplant them anyway. So I have literally just sown those on the surface, and I'm just going to give them just a gentle tap down so they make nice contact with the potting mix there. Now, because I am sowing these in winter and statice germinates at around 18 to 20 degrees, I am going to have to bring these inside because it's definitely not going to reach those temperatures out here. So I'll bring these inside. I will pop them in one of my trusty Systema plastic tubs, which if you've seen my video on making a mini DIY greenhouse, that is all I'm going to do with these. And I'm going to bring them inside until they germinate. Once they have germinated, I could leave them on just a warm windowsill. I'd take the cover off the plastic tub, or I'll prop them back out here in the greenhouse. And the growth will be slow because it's cold and we've got the shortest day coming up in 2 days now, I think it is. So they're not going to be getting huge daylight hours, but they'll just be fine growing on here until they're big enough to transplant. And I will show you me transplanting a few plants as well, so you can see the kind of size that I was putting them out at. I am just going to pop a label on them too. And when you're looking for a pen, look for the Sharpie Extreme because they're fade resistant, or a specific garden pen. But being in New Zealand, we don't have easy access to a lot of these things, and ordering things online can take a while. Pastel mix. But yeah, it's really useful because this doesn't fade in the sun like a typical Sharpie would. So easy. Such a great beginner flower. I transplanted some of my statice the other day, which can be very dramatic when you transplant it. The leaves will go kind of red and it'll look very sad, but it will bounce back. And I think it's actually just been loving this rain that we've had because it's definitely not been as dramatic as it normally would be. These plants have been in since the start of autumn. I probably went a little too close with the spacing on these. I do tend to plant my flowers closely, but this might have just been a little bit too close. They'll be fine. I'll just need to make sure that my netting is really good, and I'll probably go in with another layer of netting a little bit higher, just because otherwise they can end up a big tangly mess. So if you're not in a high wind area, it's probably one that could go without support netting, to be honest, if you had them spaced a little bit further apart than these ones. But because I'm in a high wind area and I want those nice straight stems, I'm going to go in with netting. Otherwise, they would just spill completely over into where I'm going to be walking to harvest, which can be a bit annoying. So yeah, you can see they're pretty close. But these plants are looking big now, and these should bloom in early spring for me from the autumn planting. Statice is one of the most dramatic cut flowers. When you transplant it, the leaves will often turn to this reddy purple, and it will look very sad and sulky. Now this crop here has been in the ground for a few weeks, so it's recovering nicely and the plants are looking healthy. But there was a time when most of the plant had these purpley red leaves and it looks very sad, but they do bounce back. They just like to be very dramatic, I've found. So yeah, don't worry too much if you are getting a few of these red leaves, and they tend to just do that at transplant and then come right again. Now, once they're in the ground, I will give them a feed of liquid seaweed just to help reduce that transplant shock, even though they're going to be dramatic anyway, just to help them a little bit. But then Statice is one that I tend to not use a lot of liquid fertilizer on. So flowers like ranunculus, for example, I weekly feed those without fail, because they're just so hungry and they really, really do need a feed to produce good blooms. Whereas flowers like Statice and Zinnia, they're going to do okay without wasting a lot of fertilizer on them. So save yourself a little bit of money and use your fertilizer on flowers that are really going to benefit from that. You may have heard about pinching flowers before. You do not want to pinch your Statice. So pinching a flower is basically where you remove the top growth of a seedling, which then causes the plant to branch out. Now, Statice doesn't grow in that way. All of the shoots come from the base of the plant and up. So you don't need to pinch it because all the stems are going to come from the center of that plant. Pinching it is just going to ruin that stem for you. So no pinching with your Statice, and it's still going to produce you lots of beautiful stems with a great vase life. In terms of sowing times, I will sow late summer for an autumn transplanting. I will sow throughout autumn to transplant late autumn into winter. And like I said, now I'm even sowing now to then transplant probably in 6 weeks' time. Statice is a cold hardy annual, meaning it not only survives, but it thrives through growing through a period of cold. So other flowers like Scabiosa and your snapdragons, Godetia, they're all cold hardy annuals. And I have always found that these flowers do really benefit from growing through that period of cold. Now, with cold hardy annuals, I try to transplant them 6 weeks before I get a first frost. It gives the roots a chance to really settle in, the plant to be nice and established before it gets hit with those tougher conditions. With the Statice that I will be transplanting out in the garden whilst we are having frosts, I will pop a frost cloth over it until they're established. And that's really just, again, so the plant has a chance to settle in before it gets hit with that really wave of tough conditions. We get some pretty hard frosts here in Taupo. I think we got down to about -5 the other day, so it really was a hard frost. And those plants that had been in the ground for a while, the cut flowers, they're absolutely fine. They look a bit rough in the morning, but they bounce back by the time I get home from work and the sun's been on them and defrosted them a little bit. So yeah, Statice is a cold, hardy plant once it's established. Now I want to talk to you a little bit about how I use Statice in bouquets. And to be honest, it's a little bit of a boring flower. It's definitely not a showstopper, and it's not one of those flowers that you just go, oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. But it is such a workhorse. And again, I said it before, but it's so versatile. So you can use Statice almost like as a mechanic when you're making bouquets. So you can just grab a bunch of maybe 5 or 6 stems and use that as your base for a bouquet to then slot stems in to create a really nice, light and airy bouquet. So that's one way you can use it. I really like it. It's just creating a little bit of a blank canvas for the other flowers to shine. And it can with the right flowers mixed in with it, give a whimsical vibe as well. I would say by itself, it's not what I would really call a whimsical flower. But I think it really helps those other lighter area flowers shine. And again, because it's so productive, if you're growing on a small space, there's not another filler flower that I can think of that is going to give you more stems than Statice. I'd probably use Statice as the base of most of the bouquets that I grow throughout spring, summer and autumn, to be honest. I sell it to the florist as well because it's also great dried. So it's a great one for florists to buy from local growers because if they have a surplus of flowers for that week, they can just dry it and use it in their dried arrangements as well. I dry a couple to play around with wreaths and stuff in winter. I am not a huge fan of dried flowers. I'll always prefer them fresh, but I do, if I have no orders for the week or a few orders for the week and I've got flowers that are ready, I will just cut them and dry them because I'd rather that than go to waste. So I'll show you a flower that is too early. So you can see this one here. The florets are still really closed. They haven't opened yet, and this is too early to cut Statice. So you want to cut it when you can see that those little florets on each stem are open. And it's one that holds really well on the plant as well. And I know I've spoken about this in other videos, but when I say hold, I mean when it blooms, you can then have 2 weeks to cut it. It will be fine on that plant. Whereas a flower like a dahlia, as soon as that blooms and is ready, you have to cut it that day to get a really good vase life from it. Whereas Statice will be happy sitting on the plant for a week or two before you need to cut it and then still get a good 10 days, 2 weeks vase life out of it. So I really love flowers like that because it just takes the pressure off a little bit. I work a normal job as well, and growing and selling flowers is like my side hustle, I guess. So yeah, it just takes that pressure off having to get back from work, go to the garden straight away, harvest, and I need to sell these flowers. I know that I can just take my time a little bit with it. If you're new here, my name is Ellie and I'm an urban cut flower grower here in Taupo, New Zealand. I grow and sell flowers from my urban backyard, and I love sharing cut flower growing tips, gardening tips, and all things flowers. If you're enjoying this video, I'd really appreciate if you subscribed. And as some very, very exciting news, I have recently launched my first ebook. You will find the link to that in my Instagram bio. I'll put my Instagram handle down here. But if you're also interested in looking at that, I will see if YouTube will let me put the link in the description of this video as well. But if you do buy it, it's great for beginner growers. It talks you through what you need to think about before you sow your seeds. I talk about how you sow a few of those really beginner-friendly cut flowers and some of my favorite flower varieties as well. So yeah, if you did want to have a look at that ebook, I would really appreciate your support with that. And thank you so much to everybody who has bought it already. It really does mean a lot to me. So thank you very, very much. I've got a blister. I think I've been shoveling too much at the weekend. In other garden news, I've got lots of sweet peas on the go. I have delphinium on the go down here. I posted a video on how to germinate delphinium a couple of weeks ago if you've ever had trouble doing that. So those seedlings are coming on really nicely now. And other than that, I'm just feeding the flowers that I already have in the garden. I did do an autumn garden vlog tour. If you want to see what's going on in my space, check that video out. But thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all of you, and I will see you next time.